If you're watching this video, you were probably researching about the IBS syndrome. Maybe you already have the diagnosis from the doctor. How can you find out that you have this syndrome? Normally, you can have diarrhea either after each meal that you have, or for example, you can react to some stressful conditions around you. It's really frustrating that you always need to be next to the toilet, and sometimes all this diarrhea can change to constipation. Normally the doctors, they don't really have solution for this. They prescribe you normally the medication called duspatalin. I'm going to show you here. The main ingredient is mebeverine hydrochloride. I think it's the same name everywhere in any country, duspatalin. It removes the symptoms, but it doesn't really cure the problem. Also, the doctors can prescribe antidepressants, which also don't do much work here in the treatment. So many people with this syndrome, they probably heard about the FODMAP diet. If you haven't heard about FODMAP diet, please download the application for your phone. It's developed by the Australian University, and it's very useful. And it specifically tells you which products you have to eat or not to eat. In this video, I'm not gonna go into the details of the FODMAP diet. Instead, I'm gonna offer you my own solution based on the supplements scheme, which actually helped me to get rid of this syndrome very fast. And also regarding the antidepressants. So the thing is that your body is reacting to stress, but when I first got the IBS syndrome, I was the happiest person ever. And when the doctor told me that I have to take antidepressants, I was really surprised, and I couldn't understand like why. He said probably you are worried, you're stressed about something, but I was completely fine. And I couldn't even think about any stress in my life. But when we are saying stress is not only actually the mental condition, like stressful mental condition or some situation in your life. Stress can be anything. So for me, it was specifically because I was working for the airline, so I was flying a lot, and this shift work was very stressful for my body. And though mentally I felt absolutely fine, but my body was not responding well to this. When I stopped this job, I got rid of all the symptoms. But as you know, these symptoms, they might come back depending on different triggers, like virus. Virus can be a stressful factor for the body, or some food poisoning can be also stressful for your body. So all of these things is not only mental stress, but it's also physical stress, deprivation of the sleep. All of these might affect. What happens is that you constantly have inflammation in your gut. If you already have this syndrome, you have to think about regularly supporting your gut lining, which is very important to keep the good microbiome in your gut. So my first must-have supplement for IBS is Healthy Gut. I'm gonna leave all the links to all these supplements under this video. So why I like this supplement is that it has first of all glutamine. Glutamine is the amino acid which is which helps to build this. It's actually a resource for your cells to build the good lining, and it works not only for the gut, it works for the stomach if you have stomach inflammation. So basically it supports the whole digestive system in terms of lining your stomach, your gut, like the entire digestive tract. So what is another important for healing ingredient for healing your mucus layer in the gut or in the stomach is zinc in the form of carnosine. Sometimes doctors prescribe for gastritis zinc carnosine, like just separately zinc carnosine, but this supplement is contains already this ingredient. So all the rest, let's quickly go through it. Other ingredients, they're like slippery elm bark, marshmallow root, licorice root, and then aloe vera leaf extract. All of these ingredients, they are helping, like if you have a wound, they're covering this wound so it has the chance to heal. All of these ingredients, they are just covering, like they give you this mucus coverage along your digestive tract to help you. Some other useful ingredients are N-acetyl diglucosamine and MSM, which is sulfur. So you probably heard about these ingredients in relation to joint health, but these ingredients are important for our all connective tissue, including the tissue of the gut. So these ingredients, so I really love the whole ingredient contents of this supplement. They have many different flavors and you can choose whatever you like. There is always a downside of taking some supplements. Obviously, you have to understand what might or might not happen. Normally, when you have acute inflammation, when you're really struggling to heal your gut, you would need to take 5 grams of glutamine, which says is 5 grams here. But you'd better split it in 3 portions. You can do one time also if it's not convenient for you to split it. In the acute situations, you might go up to 10 milligrams, but don't go more than that. But what can happen? What can be the reaction? All of us, we have different metabolism. Some people may have reaction to the glutamine, which means they have a certain type of metabolism where glutamine converts to glutamate, and they might get some anxiousness and some instability of the nervous system. So it means that the glutamine in your body goes into glutamate, and then you need to resolve it individually. It doesn't mean that glutamine is bad, it just means that you have certain biochemical path in your body to transform this amino acid. If you taking this glutamine, because it's the main ingredient, it may elevate your B9 levels. And B9 is responsible for proliferation, for cell division. If you have a very high B9 level in your body, we shouldn't have it higher than the middle of the reference numbers if you do a blood test. Normally, it's recommended for pregnant women to have it always checked because it's very important for fetus development. But grown-ups, we shouldn't have B9 too high because it will stimulate the proliferation levels. But this might happen if you take like this supplement for very, very long. You can take the supplement up to 3 months. If you don't have any bad reaction on the supplement, I really recommend this to you. I really like it, and I prescribe it to many of my patients because the composition of it is really unique and it's totally 100% recommended. Another supplement which is important, so this is our start where we take care of the gut lining, which gets damaged, obviously, during the IBS syndrome. Another problem is that all your gut flora is going away. There is mostly the bad microbiome when you have IBS syndrome. So in this case, we really need to have some kind of probiotics, but very specific ones. So this is the Saccharomyces boulardii. They work as security. So basically, they are not the probiotics in terms how you are used to think about probiotics, that they just settle down in your gut, very, very, very few, and actually it's almost impossible to bring like probiotics from outside and hope that they will stay for a long time. It's just a support while you are working with your gut. Meanwhile, your own you produce your own gut microbiome because it's very unique for each person. This Saccharomyces boulardii, this type of probiotic, it works as a guard. So basically, when it comes into your gut, it just suppresses the bad microbiome and then it leaves. So it doesn't stay, it just suppresses your bad microbiome and it doesn't touch the good microbiome. But the downside of this supplement is that in case you have any fungal microbiome in your gut, for example, you might have seborrhea, or you might have fungus on the nails, or some symptoms like fungus overgrowth, for example, yeast infection, then this kind of probiotic, it may support the yeast growth. To use the best of this probiotic, but still not to go down the road with this side effect. There is another one, another probiotic, which are called spore probiotics. There are many spore probiotics in here, like 3 strains. And what they do they just cancel the effect of yeast growth. They are like the protection for this probiotic. And basically, you'd better use them together. In case you don't have any yeast growth in your gut, you're sure that this is not your type of microbiome, you can safely use this Saccharomyces boulardii. But in case you tend to have it, or candidosis, all this type of infections, you might need to get additional probiotics like Bacillus subtilis. And again, I'm gonna leave all the links to the supplements under my video. Another important thing is that when you have inflammation in your gut, you start losing a lot of iron, and iron deficiency is very widespread right now. And even if people don't really have the obvious iron deficiency and lowered hemoglobin, they tend to have very lowered ferritin. And the ferritin shows us the storages of iron. So you might have absolutely normal hemoglobin, but you can have already some symptoms of anemia, iron deficiency. And if you check your ferritin, it might be really low. So when there is constant inflammation, it doesn't matter if it's gut or it's maybe stomach, you're losing iron. Gut cells, they serve as a storage to iron. If you have inflammation, they just come off, like they leave your gut, and then the body has to build new cells, and new cells have to accumulate again iron, but then they die again, and so the body cannot accumulate iron, and actually the body is losing iron. The very safe supplement in case of inflammation, this is a completely different topic about iron, but I'm going to mention in this video about this supplement called lactoferrin. So the purpose of this supplement is to take the iron from the bad flora, which we already discussed that is present when we have IBS syndrome, and give it to our body. So basically, it's not gonna elevate the iron levels a lot in your body, but it's gonna keep it supportive level, which is gonna be a good supportive action from your side to your gut. These are my main supplements when you are struggling with IBS syndrome. You also obviously have to follow the food map diet. Together, two of these approaches, the diet and the supplements which I mentioned, they can give you a very good result. And of course, from the point of Ayurveda, you should remember that the problems like this connected with the nervous system, it's a Vata dosha problem. So Vata dosha is responsible for nervous system. To get rid of this syndrome, you have to always remember about being calm, relaxing yourself, going for a massage, doing some meditation to ground the Vata dosha so it doesn't trigger IBS syndrome to continue. So this part is also very important. Get your good sleep, get your meditations, take care of yourself, and I'm sure that all of this will help you resolve this problem as IBS syndrome. As I mentioned, I'm gonna leave the links towards the supplement under the video. Please order them if you need on iHerb with my promo code, which I'm gonna also mention below, and you will get the 5% discount.